I was just outside taking pictures of the Ultimate Beginner Quilt out on my clothesline for tomorrow. So tomorrow there will be a tutorial by Kimberly at the Fat Quarter Shop for binding, and I'm going to give you my tips for doing machine binding. And this one I did with a straight stitch because it is very forgiving and anybody can do their binding by machine, but pulling it to the front with a straight stitch. I think the blanket stitch takes you a little bit more to practice. I'm Pat Sloan. Thank you for being here. This is my little pop-in. It's also Block Wednesday, which for winter fun is actually the layout. So I did the layout instead of a block. So block 4 will be next week. The layout is today, and there are sashing units for you to make. And in case you didn't catch this, these parts of the sashing units are going to be scrappy. So you just use they're 2.5-inch squares. So you just find, different ones. And there's, I forget how many. I'm not going to read the pattern, but there, however many of these you're going to need. You could just make them scrappy. And then what I did was go through and make, little bundles for each of the units. So I've got everything cut, and then I have, the border cut already and the inner border strips cut. They might not be exact, they're just cut, like a little bit longer, but I have all of this done because I will use a bit of these 2 fabrics with the rest of the blocks, and there's 6 more blocks after this. So you'll have the rest of your fabric from the bundle and the little bits of these to put in, but you can start doing your sashing now because I like giving you that sashing early. That way you can be working on it, and at the end you actually have very little work to finish up your project. Excuse me. So tomorrow, my schedule got a little bit funky. I had to a project. I had a project that came in that I needed to do, and so I have not quilted for tomorrow. I have not. Oops, I have not quilted the table runner yet, but tonight I'm going to quilt it. The Ultimate Beginner one, that quilting that I did is super simple. It took me 2 hours. Really, seriously, just 2 hours to do that one. So I know this is long, but it's smaller ultimately. So this will only probably take me about an hour and a half after I baste it. I'll spray baste it. So I will do that tonight. And then I have to tape the video tomorrow. So I'm still a little bit catching up. That's the best word. I don't like to say behind, like behind sounds negative. I like to be catching up. So I'm still catching up from a lot of activities over the summer that sort of got in the way of getting things done ahead. So it all gets done. If for some reason for the table runner, I don't feel like it's quite ready tomorrow, I will have it on Friday instead. So just one day, but just to let you know that I just got a little catching up. Got to catch up a little bit more on that one. I've still decided to leave Norm the gnome up there because I have not cut the rest of them. It's on I'm going to do that in the next few days. I'm going to really do that. And remember, we have 2 things we're doing for 10 minutes each day. We're tidying up something. Today I did my books. I had pulled a bunch of my books out and I sorted them because I needed to take some. I'm taking them down to the Virginia Quilt Museum so they can sell them to benefit the museum. So I got another group of those to take, and I then I sorted them. I sorted the books by topic, and I've been doing those like 10 minutes a day over the last few days. So I finally decided that was enough for right now and put them all back on the shelf. But they're now sorted better, much better, into like I have some by designer. I have that I collected years ago on their self-printed books. I have by topic, like tutorial, whatever. And then the other thing you're doing is sewing 10 minutes a day, at least 10 minutes. Try to sew, read a pattern that you're working on that you need to get up to date, cut some things, fold your fabric, put things away. I still would like to do a 10-minute on my Main Street box. I have these bins, you know, these bins or the blue ones. Well, my main street, which was our last so long, I still have that bin I have not emptied, which means it's wasted space because I could have something in there that's active. So that was mine. And a couple people asked me about this. This is it's a Cantha scarf. I bought it a couple years ago at World Market, but I think I'm going to try to find another one because they're really nice, and I like the way it feels and drapes and the colors. So I need to find another one of those. So I'm Pat Sloan. Thank you for being here. I love you. I will talk to you online. Be sure you sew. Bye bye.